Trinidad Chambliss ran for 2 touchdowns and passed for another as 6th-ranked Mississippi looked completely unfazed by Lane Kiffin's departure, dominating 17th-ranked Tulane 41-10 in the first round of the college football playoff. The Rebels showed no signs of chaos despite the controversial coaching change that rocked college football. Scoring runs of 20 yards by Kwan Lacey and 4 yards by Chambliss gave Ole Miss a 14-0 lead before 8 minutes had elapsed. This marked the coaching debut of Pete Golding, who was promoted from defensive coordinator after Kiffin left for LSU on November 30th. The seamless transition silenced critics who worried the Rebels would struggle without their polarizing head coach. Ole Miss improved to 12-1 and will face 2nd-ranked Georgia in the Sugar Bowl quarterfinal on New Year's Day. Tulane dropped to 11-3, and their loss sent non-power conference teams to a combined 0-3 record in college football playoff games. The Green Wave and quarterback Jake Retzlaff moved the ball effectively at times, but the Rebels remained comfortably ahead throughout. Mississippi had already beaten Tulane 45-10 back on September 20th, and this rematch followed a similar script. Cornerback Jalen Braxton grabbed an early interception, and the Rebels' defense recorded multiple fumble recoveries and 4th-down stops to keep Tulane at bay. Kiffin had requested permission to keep coaching Ole Miss through the playoff while simultaneously working for SEC rival LSU, but athletic director Keith Carter refused. The Rebels entered arguably the most significant game ever played at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, with a new coach and unprecedented uncertainty surrounding their staff and roster for a team contending for a national title. In Mississippi's famous Grove tailgating area, artwork around tents depicted Kiffin negatively. One display showed him on a Christmas naughty list, with Golding in the nice column. Fans clearly felt betrayed by their former coach's decision to leave before the playoff run ended. When Golding walked onto the field during warm-ups, the crowd erupted in cheers. The support continued as Eli Manning, the former Ole Miss quarterback and 2-time Super Bowl winner with the New York Giants, greeted the new Rebels coach on the sideline. The emotional scene demonstrated how quickly the fan base rallied behind their new leader. On the opposite sideline stood Tulane coach John Summerall, who was permitted to keep coaching the Green Wave after being hired by Florida. His hopes of returning to Tulane's home city of New Orleans to prepare for the Sugar Bowl were dashed by the loss. He'll now be packing up for Gainesville to join the Gators, leaving behind a successful run with the Green Wave. Chambliss briefly left the game late in the first half after taking a big hit during an 11-yard scramble, but returned to finish with 282 yards passing. Lacey rushed for 87 yards before heading to the locker room in the 4th quarter with an apparent left shoulder injury. Dejon Stribling caught 5 passes for 79 yards, including a 13-yard touchdown. LSU transfer Logan Diggs added a 3-yard touchdown run in the 4th quarter, putting an exclamation point on the dominant performance. Retzlaff finished with 306 yards passing and a touchdown for Tulane, while Jamori McClure gained 84 yards on 15 carries. The Green Wave could not afford a poor start on defense, but got exactly that, as the Rebels scored 2 touchdowns on their first 7 offensive plays. Just like in their first meeting, Tulane moved the ball in spurts and finished with 421 total yards, but couldn't sustain drives long enough to score consistently. Kiffin's absence didn't inhibit the Rebels' explosiveness on offense whatsoever. Ole Miss finished with 497 yards of total offense, including 4 plays that went for 25 yards or more, proving they have the talent to compete regardless of who's calling plays from the sideline.